Every little piece we pick up is one less somebody else has to, right? Hands and feet of Christ.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Todd Rossnagel, Director of Communications for the Louisiana Conference. We have a special interview for you today as we come on the air on this Thursday, September 17th. We wanted to check in with the good folks at Entergy because one of the major storylines of Hurricane Laura has been the power outages. As you know, Hurricane Laura, one of the strongest storms to ever strike Louisiana, and it's also caused the most damage ever to the Entergy system all across Louisiana. Right now, as we record this, there are about 30,000 people without power in the Lake Charles area. And power is slowly but surely coming on. And we thought it would be a good idea to check in with the folks at Entergy about the progress that they're making and also the progress that's yet to come. And joining us from Entergy is Brandon Scardigli. He joins us now from Entergy headquarters. Brandon, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to talk to us and to give us an update on the power situation in Lake Charles.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know, Brandon, I read on the Entergy website that this is not just a restore of Entergy and power in Southwest Louisiana, but you are describing this as a rebuild of the entire system. As you put it, there are 9 transmission lines that feed into the Lake Charles area, and over 1,000 transmission towers went down. And we're going to show some of the photos of these transmission towers. They didn't just go down, they were destroyed. Talk to us about the massive effort that's been underway since almost a month ago.
Definitely, yeah. And this isn't just a typical storm where you kind of see 1 or 2 poles down here and there. This is, as you described it, it's a complete rebuild. If you're showing some of the photos, we didn't just take a hit to those distribution poles that are in front of your house, those wooden poles that you might see during a normal storm. It actually crippled some of our transmission towers, and those things are massive. Those are the big towers you see if you're driving down the interstate. They carry those really high voltage lines. And those things, I've heard it described a few different ways. Some people say it looks like origami, the way it's just folded up. I think it kind of looks like somebody just took a lighter to the base and completely melted them. So it's the damage that was done is just incredible. And you're right, it's not just a reconstruction, but it's an entire rebuild of our system. All 9 transmission lines that serve the area were actually taken out of service. And that's really what's going to delay a bit of that progress and us being able to bring power back as quickly as we wanted to.
Well, I know everyone is working as hard as they can. Just over 30,000 without power. You dipped below that 50% threshold earlier this week, and I know that's very important as you move forward. I know it's hard to pin you down on when someone's power is going to come back on, but I know how much progress you've made. Can you give folks an idea of when they might expect power back in the Lake Charles area?
That's always the million-dollar question after a storm like this.
I know it's hard to ask that question.
As you said, we did hit that 50% mark. Our peak outages in Southwest Louisiana was actually 93,000. So we've been able to make a lot of headway pretty quickly, especially given the magnitude of the damage that we've seen. We've had to come up with a lot of creative ways to kind of work around that transmission system, particularly where they were more badly damaged. But you're right, we hit that 50% mark earlier this week. We're actually at 60% as of today. So we're getting there. We anticipate the majority of customers will actually be back on by September 23rd. And we anticipate to have all customers who can safely accept power back on by September 30th.
Brandon, our friends to the east have been affected by absolutely horrific rainfall totals and storm effects from Hurricane Sally. And I know folks in Southwest Louisiana may think to themselves, you know, we've got electrical companies from 30 different states and even some Canadian companies helping in Southwest Louisiana. Will the effects that are happening for Sally affect the restoration in Southwest Louisiana?
So first, you know, our hearts go out to those people over on the Gulf Coast. We kind of had some flashbacks watching the Weather Channel yesterday here at headquarters, and you feel for them. You know what they're about to go through, because we're going through it now in the southwest portion of the state. But we don't anticipate that to slow down our restoration here in Louisiana. We kept an eye on it. We were ready to shift resources if needed be. And we did have some of our crews that were released back to their home state. So some of our crews that were from Mississippi went back, but we still have 8,500 and counting at our staging sites over in Lake Charles, and we don't anticipate that's going to slow down any progress over there whatsoever.
Brandon, we know how difficult this work is, and anyone who drives in and around Lake Charles, they see the hard work of the men and women of Entergy and other power companies throughout the area doing the work of restoring power. We just want to let you know that we are praying for you. We are praying for the men and women who are putting themselves in harm's way to do this work. We support everything that you're doing. We know you are working hard, and just know that that you are in our prayers.
And we know we're not just the power company. We're providing an essential service to a community that really needs it right now. So we appreciate that.
Brandon Scardigli from Entergy. We thank him for his time, and we thank him for the update on this Thursday. One more thing before we say goodbye on this Thursday, we want to remind you of the cleanup day, Saturday in DeRidder. Saturday beginning at 8:30 in the morning. We're going to be gathering together at Wesley United Methodist Church there in DeRidder, 8:30 in the morning. No experience is needed. No registration is required. We just ask that you are over the age of 18, and if you have a heart for helping people, there will be a job for you. So again, 8:30 on that Saturday, this coming Saturday in DeRidder at Wesley United Methodist Church. Can't wait to see you there. Grab a friend, grab some family members, grab some folks from church, and come help the good folks in DeRidder. One more thing that we do ask when you arrive for that workday, try to be as self-sufficient as possible. So that means grab lots of water, grab an ice chest, pack a lunch, pack a snack. So, make sure that you can bring as much as you would possibly need. Remember, as we just pointed out to you, there are a lot of pockets of the town and a lot of pockets of the community without power. So try to bring a lot of water, some ice, and some snacks when you come. Thanks again for joining us. We will continue to have updates as the Louisiana Conference responds to the needs in Southwest Louisiana.